Legacy assets. They sit there like ancient chains, heavy, cold, suffocating. Family treasures, businesses, investments passed down from one generation to another. But here's the brutal truth. They kill more dreams than they fulfill. Why? Because they're stuck in a past that millennial heirs don't live in. They don't belong to the age of slow growth, of rigid rules, of unquestioned traditions. And that's where the agony begins. The frustration of heirs who feel trapped by inherited responsibilities that drain them, force them into roles that don't fit, and steal their freedom before they even get a chance to claim it. If that anger pulses inside, if the silent scream of, "there has to be a way out," wakes you up at night, listen close. The problem isn't the legacy itself, it's the way it's tied down, locked into outdated systems and values that no longer serve the game changers, the visionaries, the self-made. The old way says, keep everything exactly as it was, but the new reality demands transformation, evolution, and above all, total liberation. Step 1. Stop worshipping the past. That's right. Your ancestors built what they could with what they had. They didn't have the world internet brought, the decentralized power, or the speed of ideas today. Clinging to exactly how they did things is a trap. You must rip off the blindfold of obligation and see your legacy not as a burden, but raw material. Fuel to build something far bigger, far more relevant. Do this by breaking down your assets into components. What stays, what grows, what must be cut loose. Treat legacy assets like startups. Dissect, challenge, rebuild. Frozen traditional holdings don't belong in a dynamic millennial vision. Second, bring in evolution allies. People who don't just maintain your legacy, but push its boundaries. Surround yourself with strategic minds who speak future fluently. Not just accountants or lawyers who want to preserve, but innovators, founders, investors who know how to build companies, brands, and ecosystems from the ground up. Invite them to tear apart the old models and co-create something that transcends simple inheritance. Community-driven investments, impact-aligned portfolios, tech-enabled family offices that operate like startups on steroids. You want a team that's not afraid to challenge, disrupt, and reinvent. Third, embrace transparency and radical communication. If your family is stuck in hidden decision-making or broken trust, the transformation will never take root. Build structures where every heir, not just the loudest or oldest, participates fully, trained in financial fluency, and empowered by clarity. Use tech tools that level the playing field, giving real-time access to what's happening and why. Millennial heirs demand authenticity. Give them the light or watch them burn out in shadows. Fourth, ditch control as the ultimate goal. Freedom is the new currency. Too many legacy structures choke under layers of control, risk aversion, and fear of failure. Millennial heirs want permission to fail forward, to experiment boldly, and to own their narrative. Shift from preservation of capital to acceleration of purpose. This means adopting flexible vehicles, funds, trusts, or family offices that can pivot fast, co-invest, enter emerging industries, and fund moonshots. Command that shift unflinchingly. The old fortress mentalities are crumbling. Build bridges instead. Finally, remember this. Legacy lives not inside accounts or real estate, but through values made actionable. Codify dynamic principles that bind the family purpose, but breathe with change, not rigid dogma. Legacy is reborn when it becomes a mission each generation rewrites with courage, curiosity, and conviction. Dare to align your assets with impact, global citizenship, and a relentless refusal to settle for just enough. This transformation is not a game for the timid. It's messy, challenging, and will ignite resistance from those clinging to the status quo. But here's the edge you must own. The future belongs to those who refuse to carry legacies as chains and instead wield them as swords. Millennial heirs are not prisoners. They are the architects of new realities. Command your path. Tear down the facades. Build legacies no longer stuck in the last century, but laser-focused on freedom, evolution, and unstoppable impact. Let each asset become a spark that lights the fire of a future no one dared to dream. This is how legacy transforms, and this is how you rise.